God damn it. Can I get some more women in here? All right, boys, let's keep those slums moving. Okay. We've got enough food to have people start moving in. I vastly underestimated the size that the yeet would be, so we're gonna have to move it. These people will become the forgotten. I'm not gonna do anything for them. I'm just gonna leave them there. This is perfect. I don't think I've ever had to put so much logistics effort into making a yeet before. Good day. These poor bastards are gonna be building forever. That's right, if you suck at your life, you have to live at the very tip of the Y in the yeet. It's the farthest from the rest of civilization. Wow, I just had a new family showed up. The father even comes with a fantastic hat. Good sir, your children are hideous. You may stay. That's right, everyone. Sub-zero temperature doesn't mean it's time to stop working. You want a place to live or not? A new family is settling in our town. Poor bastards. You've only got half of the Y done. We've got a lot more to go. Hurry up and build that goddamn trading post. We're almost out of money. Great, we're out of gold. This probably means that we're paying in blood. So, just found something pretty interesting in the game. Pause the game, and you click on the housing rent and the market products price. You know, an infinite amount. The numbers over here on how much you make go up when you turn the game back on. And because people move in as fast as they move out, you can actually generate an infinite amount of money by stripping everything everyone has from them. I just started doing this, so I've made about 8,000 gold so far. Oh, it's going up pretty quick. Effectively, you're just limited on how much you can stand to click this button. Don't underestimate me, game. I will click this button until I trivialize every other part of the economy. And now we have more money than God. Now we're prepared to buy absolutely everything in the entire game and play it the way it was meant to be played. Slaughter the cows. All of them. Need delicious meat to sell. Enjoy your grazing while you can, cows. These townspeople are very needy. You're all gonna end up being food. When the hell did you people start planting trees in your yards? I'm trying to destroy nature. You people keep planting more of it. I guess I should get a tannery for all the cows you'd be slaughtering. Actually, this is fantastic. The cows have to look at the slaughterhouse on one side. Hold on. The tannery on the other side. The cows breed like crazy. I don't need this many males. Die. It actually leads the cow over to... There's like 3 people assigned to 1 cow. Okay. What type of society we run in here when you can be 17 years old and be unemployed? The fact that I can't rename this girl is really starting to piss me off. Why? Because she's playing around. She should be in the mines. These stone mines over here are churning up rock very quickly. If you notice down here, one of these guys doesn't fit. You have to have a mustache to work in the mines, and this guy's is the weakest. So, enjoy unemployment. Figure out another way to feed your family. This dude isn't as powerful as the other ones either, but he looks like Charles Bronson, so he can stay. I love the priorities in this game. It has so much stuff that's made already, but the one thing that's not is the educational system. There's also no way to make liquor. It's driving me crazy. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna give that guy who just fired a job. So what happens if you give a guy a job, like as far away as humanly possible? This is the farthest I'm allowed to put this fishing area. Come on, I want everyone building this faster. I'm taking the wages down, I swear to God. Rent's gonna go up too every day. This thing isn't done yet. Everyone's complaining that they don't have enough different types of food, and I haven't killed anything in a while, so this is a fantastic time to get a pigsty up. I'm kind of wondering if I can create a pathway over there, because these poor bastards have to walk like 7 miles just to drop off a couple of logs. Welcome to Ostrich Boot Camp, where you have to lug around an entire tree from one side of the country to the other. All right, welcome to your new home away from home. You get a job, you're just giving up the opportunity to ever see your wife again. It's gonna take these guys until winter to finish this. When winter comes, these streams are gonna freeze. Oh, really? One guy out here fishing is gonna be like, really? That's right, vomit wood up. Fantastic. The best part is that in order to actually be able to build a boat so that the other guy can start fishing, they have to move all this wood over, and so they have to trek down this road that I have named the Path of Pain. I know. I see you need financial assistance. You've run out of money. Do you know why you've run out of money? Because your daughter won't get a goddamn job. I was gonna give her something to do. Apparently women can't fish. It's probably better that way because she would never see her family again. She'd end up going missing inside of this forest. Kind of nothing around out here. Some Blair Witch vibes going on. All right, pigs, congratulations. We've got your home ready. And by home, I mean a place where you'll sit next to the cows. So both of you can trade insults at one another as you wait to die. Can women work in the pigsty? Hey! All right, girl, congratulations. I found you a job. My God, everyone's daughter was without work in this town. Send messengers to all these towns. We need their finest pigs. Nice. I've got everyone working overtime over here. I've got like a dozen people working in the pigsty. Okay, I literally just realized just now how this phallus over here looks exactly like Florida. I'm gonna go ahead and have someone work right at the tip. Okay, I may have timed this perfectly. So we just got enough wood over here to produce the very first boat. The boat's done, and then the river immediately freezes over. On the plus side, the pigs are doing well, which means it's time to start the slaughtering. All right, we're gonna work from oldest to youngest. Keep a boar. Yeah, see, the limit's 20. We're currently at 30, so I don't have a choice. I can't believe this. I'm out of carts. I need to make a literal parking lot. That's gonna be Florida. Yeah, all these. This will be all parking. People don't need houses. Let's get this stuff done first. Nice. Florida is really starting to develop here. We need 1 billion carts. If there was a place in here that looked like Michigan, I would make all the carts there instead, but there isn't. This guy has literally been waiting for fish for a year. I'd like to take a moment to mention something. I like how I'm not allowed to put the women in the mines or like, you know, over in the smithy or anything like that, but making them walk 100 miles carrying piles of wood is totally fine. All the carts. I just realized too that everyone's been wearing their hand-me-downs for clothing for the last like 20 years. I'm finally putting a weaver shop together to make something. 2-decade-old potato sacks were starting to chafe the nipples of basically everyone in the entire township. I had to do something as their mayor. These carpenters have been just sitting here collecting a paycheck for the last 10 years, so it's about time they work non-stop until they die. Not enough hemp to start production? Oh, there isn't. It's the 1700s. And the first pairs of fruit balloons are done. The yeet is almost complete. Most of my people are starving. So, a bunch of years have gone by, so most of them can't actually afford to live. But it's fine, because even though they keep moving out because they don't have any money, new people keep moving in. I also need a plot for burial. I really don't know what happens if I don't give them this. The bastards aren't done with the tea yet. Keep going. Once we're done here, I kind of want to just make everyone completely in poverty and see if I can turn this entire place into a barren wasteland. I have been putting the axe to so many cows. You have no idea. This ox is 9 years old. Get the hell out of here. In fact, new policy. From now on, if bulls reach 1 year, they're getting axed. Not enough food variety. You got meat and buckwheat. What the hell else do you want? And potatoes. There's like 2,300 friggin' potatoes over here. Hey, I'll put a market closer to Yeet Town. Wow. This town actually looks pretty legit. You'd never know that soon everyone would be losing their homes. Yeet Town is finally complete. Most of the people are already in poverty, but now I think I can literally finish them off. Get rid of all the food in the market. The ghost towns have begun. When the houses are vacant, you're like hobos start moving in. See like some random guy comes stumbling out of the house. Some of these people saved up a lot of money. It's gonna take a long time to drain these people dry. Never mind. It's a mass exodus. Probably because I never built that burial plot, so poor grandma was just sitting there in the living room for the last 2 years, decomposing. And there are some stalwart people left here. There's still 77. You'd figure I would have starved them to death by now. All right, hold on. If I get rid of all the water, destroy all the wells, every once in a while I find like a little random well laying around I gotta deconstruct to ruin everyone's life. And they had so much of everything else, I would have never killed them any other way. How's dehydration taste? Does it taste good? Maybe you can squeeze water out of the 9,300 potatoes you have. Oh my God, all the cows are dying of thirst. I've killed so many cows so far. Jesus, I didn't know I had that many cows left to kill. Just breaking everything down now. I'm gonna deconstruct everything I can. Everyone's fired. You can actually destroy the campfire? This is all that's left now. They get to sit on these logs and stare at their lives as they slowly pass by. Oh, as the people move out, nature once again takes over. All the pathways are gone. Hey there, Marco. How you feeling? Depressed. I like how we went backwards in education. The people that originally came here had a 1 of 5. Guy took a long time to finally dehydrate. Must have been keeping a bunch of extra water in his friggin' beard or something. You can deconstruct the benches too. Now they don't even have a place to sit. Hold on, there we go. That's it. It's pretty amazing. There's only one family of 7 left, and they never leave their house because there's literally nothing to do. They can't even sit by the fire because I've taken it away from them. They're just quarantined to their house. Now you know how it feels. This means our meat can now live unspoiled. Oh, we did. We just turned this place into a giant barren wasteland where one single family has to slowly go insane. Again, their dead relatives are just like laying out in the front yard or something because I still have never built that burial plot. But hey, as long as they can keep paying their taxes, I guess the city will continue to run. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode of Ostrich. Until next time, stay foxy. Much love.
Your presence honors me.
I've heard that. Approach and let's trade.
Good day. need mana. Not enough mana. I need mana. Not enough mana.
August 1959 in Utah in the town of Birdseye. Yep, turns out that actually is a real place. It's where fish fingers were invented. He was one of 3 brothers and he grew up in San Diego, California. After graduating high school, he enlisted in the military, where he served for 2 years until his honourable discharge in 1980. After his discharge, he returned to San Diego and started a plumbing business, and it was during this time that he met his wife and got married. Life seemed to be going very well for him. He had an awful lot of money, because he was a plumber, and plumbers are fucking rip-offs. He was married, he had a nice big house, his plumbing business was doing really well. Things were going absolutely fantastic. But then, in just a sheer stroke of absolute bad luck, the man just suffered a bunch of terrible events, just one after the other. In 1988, his dad died. Then in 1990, his wife filed for divorce. Then in 1992, his mother died. And then that same year, he was hospitalised with severe neck and back injuries from a motorcycle accident. After getting out of hospital, Nelson was unable to work due to the neck and back injuries he sustained from the accident, so his business was in big trouble. But just to really make sure his business went under, someone broke into his truck and stole all of his tools. So his business completely fell apart, and with no income to pay any of his bills, his utilities were cut off, and the bank started to foreclose on his house. I have no idea why, but fate just seemed determined to shit on this guy. So his parents were dead, his wife was divorcing him, he was in near almost constant pain from the accident that he had been in, his utilities were cut off, the bank was taking his house away, and he couldn't make any money to try and keep his house or get his utilities back on because his business completely fell apart because someone stole all of his tools, which were worth thousands. Now, all of that happening to you in just the space of 4 years, that is enough to make any man cry. And it was around about this time that the erratic behaviour started. Nelson filed a lawsuit against Sharp Memorial
Good
Hospital.
day.
This was the hospital that treated him after his motorcycle accident. And in the lawsuit, he said he was suing them for negligence, assault, battery, and false imprisonment. Basically, Nelson was accusing the hospital of saving his life without his consent. And it seemed that Nelson also had a little bit of a vendetta against this hospital because this was the same hospital that treated his mother when she was passing away. And Nelson seemed to actually blame this hospital for his mother's death. A judge dismissed Nelson's case, but the hospital countersued Nelson for unpaid medical bills of $6,600, and the hospital won their case against Nelson, so Nelson received a court order to pay $6,600 to the hospital. $6,600 that Nelson had absolutely no way of paying. So Nelson had hit rock bottom. Absolute rock bottom. But Nelson managed to find comfort in something that, you know, helped ease his pains and his burdens. But it's something that you kind of don't want to go anywhere near when you've hit rock bottom. Meth. Nelson was smoking meth. Nelson was smoking a lot of meth, which obviously increased his already erratic behaviour. His neighbours were on the phone constantly to the cops because they were being kept awake at night by Nelson screaming at his roommate and his new live-in girlfriend. In interviews with police, Nelson's friends described his erratic behaviour, saying that he would constantly fly into violent rages, he would constantly threaten to kill himself, and that he described the Oklahoma bombing as good stuff. It was during this time that Nelson made a great discovery. Something that would solve all of his problems. Gold. He found gold. He found gold in his own back garden. No less. What are the chances? He found gold, boys, in his own back garden. So what Nelson did was he immediately went out into his back garden and in a meth-fueled frenzy dug a 15-foot deep mine shaft down into his back garden so that he could mine all of the gold and dig it up and sell it. And it would solve all of his problems. Gold, boys. He found gold. His problems were now solved. But there was just one little problem. There was no gold. He went out and dug that gigantic mine shaft for absolutely nothing. There was no gold because he dreamed the entire thing up. Because he was on meth. Shortly after this, Nelson's girlfriend and his roommate moved out, leaving Nelson all alone in that great big house that the bank was coming to take away. The only thing that Nelson had left was a great big hole in his back garden and a great big pile of meth. On the 17th of May, 1995, Nelson decided that he had had enough. So he smoked all of his meth, all of it, and got into his car and started driving. And he found himself arriving at the California National Guard Armory. Sean Nelson had decided that he was going to steal a tank. Why? Meth, that's why. Fortunately for Nelson, the gate to the armory was lying wide
Not
open,
enough mana.
and there were no guards. Yeah, you know, the armory where they keep the tanks and the guns and the explosives and all those other dangerous things. Yeah, the gate was wide open and there was no guards. So Sean he just walked straight in. Nelson then starts walking around all of the tanks looking for one to steal. Now these particular tanks that Nelson was looking at had a little bit of a security flaw, you know, just a minor one. You see, these particular types of tanks, you don't need a key to start them. I mean, you don't even need to hotwire them. You just push a button. You just push a button and they start. You know, little bit of a security oversight, you know, but maybe I'm just being pedantic. The first two tanks that Nelson got into, however, wouldn't start. So Nelson climbed up on top of a third tank, a 57-ton M60A3 Patton main battle tank. And it was when he was on top of this tank that a guard at the armory finally spotted him and rushed towards him. Nelson jumped right into the tank and pushed the button. The tank started, and Nelson started driving. The guard that was running towards him kinda wisely said, "Fuck that," and ran away to one of the offices and called the police. I mean, if he was a real man, he would have hopped in his own tank and had a fucking showdown, but no, he ran away and called the police like a little pussy. So Nelson charged the tank out of the armory and into the streets of San Diego. Now, fortunately for the city of San Diego, the munitions for this tank were kept in a separate warehouse. None of them were in the tank. There were no bullets, no shells, no nothing. The tank had absolutely no ammo, so Nelson couldn't fire any of the guns. So how much damage can you really do in a tank that has absolutely no ammo? Turns out quite a lot. Cue the music.
Tell me your plans.
And so began a police chase that reached a top speed of a staggering 30 miles per hour. But despite the slow speed, the police couldn't do anything. Because it's a fucking tank. In fact, it's not just any tank. It's a tank being driven by a man who is 90% meth. The police did everything that they could, but all they could do was watch helplessly as Nelson, in his meth-fueled rage with his tank, brought absolute destruction throughout the city of San Diego. I mean, even at one point, He tried repeatedly ramming into the support columns of a pedestrian footbridge, trying to bring the thing down. Some people have theorised, given the path that the tank took, that Sean was heading towards Sharp Memorial Hospital so that he could enact revenge against them for his failed lawsuit and the death of his mother. The police still only had police cars and small arms.
Your
there was
presence honors
absolutely
me.
nothing that they could do against a tank. It was clear that the only thing that could stop Sean now was Team Anglerfish from Girls in Panzer.
Well...
You may not.
But sadly, Miho Nishizumi was unavailable because she was far away, living on a town that was built on top of an aircraft carrier in the middle of the ocean. Honestly, it was such a fucking good anime. But at the end of the day, she was not needed because the thing that finally brought an end to Sean Nelson's tank rampage was a 4-foot-high concrete barrier. The tank was stuck, and while Sean was frantically trying to break the tank free, the tank lost one of its tracks. This is when the police saw their opportunity to swarm the tank, and they started wrestling with the hatch, trying to get it open. And when they got it open, they seen Sean inside, still trying to get the tank free. They yelled at Sean, telling him to surrender. Sean ignored their orders and kept trying to get the tank free. So a police officer fired a single shot, which hit Sean in the neck. They dragged Nelson out of the tank and rushed him off to hospital, where he later died. Nelson ultimately caused millions of dollars worth of damage, and the armory that he stole the tank from, oh boy, did they get into fucking trouble for their very many security failures. You know, just little minor ones, you know, just little minor ones that allowed a fucking meth entity to just walk through the fucking front gate unchallenged and steal a fucking tank. Now I know what you're all thinking. I know what you're all saying. You're probably spamming it in the Premier chat right now. This situation bears a striking resemblance to another mad lad that we've done. Killdozer, Marvin Heemeyer. Now with Marvin Heemeyer's situation, there was a moral lesson. There was a philosophical learning from his situation. You know, we walked away with it, learning a little something about human nature and about society. So is there a lesson here? I mean, some people have said that Sean Nelson's tank rampage was a symbol of the demise of America's middle class. And that possibly could be it. But in an interview, 20 years after the incident, his ex-wife did an interview, and she managed to clear up for everyone the true reason, the true meaning behind Sean Nelson's tank rampage. Meth. That's it. That's all there is. This isn't another Marvin Heemeyer. It's not another Killdozer. There is no philosophical learning. There is no moral lesson. Just meth.
There
is new merch. There is new merch on Sharper's Cash. If you wanted to buy something trendy for the ladies.
Horizon's obsession.
But Count, thank you on YouTube! Like and subscribe!
Mana.
quarantined, baby. How you holding up?
Where
Get
can
through,
I
man.
take you?
Are you weirded out or just accepting it?
I'm accepting it, and I'm trying to stay positive. I send you guys all the positive stats I get.
Well, I know several people that have gotten it and gotten over it. The worst was Michael Yo. And I need to confirm this with Michael, but I'm pretty sure Michael had a cold and then caught the corona and then got pneumonia.
Jesus Christ.
He got it real bad.
Yeah, he's bad.
He got it.
The
Real bad. He was
sanctuary.
hospitalized for a week.
What is
Yeah, his
that
post choked
obsession?
me up. Did you see his Instagram post?
Yes. You see him coughing while he's doing it.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy.
He's the nicest guy.
He's the nicest guy. We lost him.
That'd be a shame.
Devastating. I know people that have gotten it, gotten over it. Not much of a problem, and they just felt like shit for a couple days, and they're fine.
But that's the majority of people.
Majority.
I know people get upset when I say that. And
It's true, though.
It's true, though. Those are the numbers. Majority of the people get it, and they're fine.
Yeah. What I'm hoping is they come up with a legitimate treatment where it's like, this is confirmed that if you take hydroxychloroquine, with Z-Pack, if they say something like that, this is confirmed. If they say, we got it covered, folks, we no longer have to worry about people dying of coronavirus.
Yeah.
We just catch it real early, sort of like Tamiflu or some other things that, look, staph used to fucking kill the shit out of people.
Tons.
Killed a lot of people. Infections killed a lot of fucking people. Now they give you antibiotics. I mean, imagine if jiu-jitsu killed people. Imagine if you went to the gym and you got staph and you died. How many fucking people would train? I wouldn't train. Nobody would train. You'd be so terrified of staph, right? That's how we are right now with this coronavirus. We're worried because we don't have like a rock solid, legitimate treatment or a vaccine.
But that hydrochloroquine, whatever the hell it is, in Z-Pack, is supposed to work. The trials that they've seen, right?
Yeah, well,
for some people.
That it's what they call anecdotal evidence. It's not 100% proved in a clinical trial, peer-reviewed, where they can say, hey, we had 160 people that were coronavirus positive. We put them on this hydroxychloroquine.
It takes a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time.
We don't have time.
Right, but there's a few doctors in New York that have implemented it, and some very positive results according to them. Now, is that enough to say, hey, we're good? I don't think so.
I think what's funny is, in our group of friends, you have some who they won't step a foot outside their house. They have some who are kind of in the middle. They have some who are super loosey-goosey. It's just like the Rolodex.
The real problem is with people who are compromised, old people, people whose immune system is already fragile. And now the thing is, if you or I got it, we'd be fine, hopefully. But then, what if you gave it to your grandma?
Don't go around grandma.
Not enough
Or your grandma. This is I think the real way to handle this moving forward is probably going to be something along the lines of make sure that old people aren't exposed, make sure that high-risk people aren't exposed, and make sure that you don't expose yourself to them if you have it.
Correct.
And then
Get your ass back to work.
yeah, hopefully there's some sort of treatment. But get your ass back to work is really important.
Hell yeah, it
There's
is.
so many businesses going under. I don't think we've seen anything like this
It's scary.
ever. And I don't think ever in the history of America there's been a thing where everything just like instantly
Not
shut
enough
down.
mana.
No one works, no one does anything, everyone stays home. When?
And how long are we going to do it for, though?
Right. I think they're saying the end of May now.
Really?
In California, that's what I've heard.
Well, California, the governor's kind of a pussy, and he was talking about this. We might go on. It might be like this for a year. So
Did he say that?
yeah, he said that. So again, he's a giant pussy. But when you hear Trump, he was talking to some reporter that asked a question, and he said, "I'm thinking, we're not far off from after Easter, open things back up."
Yeah. Look, if people. There's so
It's
many
so
things.
tough. It's so tricky.
It's so tough. Like, look, if it's just us in this room, I'm not that worried because I take a lot of vitamins. I eat fucking sauna every day. I have a very strong immune system.
You're fit.
I take probiotics.
When you
I'm
walked in,
working.
I said, "I will lick your face right now." I said, "What are we doing? Hugging? What are we doing?" I said, "I will lick your fucking face, Joe. I'm not scared of shit. I'm healthy as."
Yeah, but that's the difference between someone who's actively taking care of their body and does so all year round.
Yes.
Versus people who are always boozing, have high blood pressure, are overweight. I'm talking to you,
He always thinks you're talking about.
I just want to let him know what I am. Look, I love the guy. I don't want him to die.
Me too.
There's a lot of people like that, though, that we're friends with.
That's on you, homie. Get in shape, dude.
Yep. If it bounces right off you, but it kills someone that's your age, whose fault is that?
If they're severely out of shape,
It's kind of their fault.
that's on you, man.
It's kind of their fault, unless they have a disease. See, and then there's
That's
people
a
that have,
different
there's people that have diseases, and those diseases prevent them from being healthy. That's a different animal. So then you have to think about that percentage of the population. There's so many variables.
Dude, I went to this market. They had this giant market.
Are they selling bats?
No, but I would have bought one. I love bats. Not for soup. I'd save them. But yeah, there's like this fresh market, and there peeps. It was packed, man. I'm like, God damn. But everyone had masks on. And I saw two, like, I'm not even trying to be funny. They're probably equal 800 pounds. One probably 400 pounds. His wife another 400 pounds with mask on. I'm like, that's what you think the mask? That's not what's gonna kill you, homies.
Yeah.
That's not. You're super fucked. Send out the herd, man.
Well, I hope this is a wake-up call for people that aren't taking care of themselves, because there's a lot of people that just think it's not necessary.
There's
And
no
they look
trouble
at someone
in
like
one
you or
can't
I that's vain, that I get up in the morning, I look at my body in the mirror, I'm like,
Oh, every morning. I'm straight up old school Mr. Venice. Me too.
I do it in front of my kids too. I was like,
Oh, me
what?
too.
Oh, what?
Me too.
But it's fun.
Me too.
Yeah, they do it too.
I got my son now because we have a hot tub and pool. The pool's freezing, and I've been mountain biking every day, so my legs are sore. So I go hot, cold, and now he's doing it.
Oh,
And he's popping, and he gets like, oh, I get big muscles. I said, you're getting there, dude. You're getting there.
My daughter got up real early today. She set her alarm for 8, and I go, why'd you get up at 8? She goes, because I realize when I get up at 10 that I don't get as much done during the day, and the day's shorter.
Oh,
I go, wow. I go, that's very wise. So, you know how kids are dabbing? She's got like a half, she does a half dab now. It's just, it's like a new thing. She says something, she goes, I am wise. I am wise. She's like flexing on me.
That kid's gonna be successful, man.
That's hilarious. She's a little beast. My 11-year-old's a beast.
Isn't it crazy to see that?
It's crazy. It's weird. She's got all of my attributes, my like obsessive attributes, but without any of the, I didn't have a good childhood. Like
That's trouble.
It's in a good way. She's super confident.
Yeah.
She's not like doing it because like I want someone to love me.
Yes.
I want to.
Doesn't come from a devout place.
Yes. It's not coming from me. I want it to be valued. She's like, I want to be awesome at everything.
And that's when she's gonna thrive.
And she's always laughing. She laughs at everything. She's a funny kid, man. She's always laughing.
I love it.
Yeah, she's always like she'll say something like ah.
Nothing better.
She thinks things are funny. Like she's got a very interesting sense of humor. It's weird seeing kids grow up, you know, with no fear. You know, like I grew up.
Don't you worry about it though?
Yes, that's
worry about
the
Not
problem.
enough
Because they're so well taken care of. I feel like when all of our friends, like almost everyone I know, to a man that's interesting, into a woman, has some sort of fucked up, chaotic childhood.
There's some darkness.
Yeah, that's what made them interesting. That's what made them successful. But I don't know if it's necessary. I feel like there's valuable lessons that you can get. Like for you, I think a lot of your lessons you got in sports, right? Yeah. I mean, I think every kid. All my friends that are fucked up, like emotionally, that can't deal with loss, they don't play sports. They never played sports. There's a lot of people that I know that didn't play sports. They don't know how to lose.
And that's such a disadvantage. Because when you're playing sports, when you're young, it's hard times, man.
Oh my God.
And then as you get to the higher levels, colleges, it's pretty cutthroat, man. You learn to deal with those heartbreaking issues and pick up your boots and keep going.
You also develop a thick skin.
Yes. And a chip on your shoulder.
A chip on your shoulder and a thick skin.
The biggest chip on your shoulder.
It's so important to get through life, though. You need that. You need to understand what competition. You need to look at that person, like sparring. There was always a one dude you don't want to spar. You're like, oh, this guy. You don't want to spar this guy, but you have to. And then
You have to. It's the only way to get better.
And then there's this moment where you're lined up, and there he is. Like, oh boy, time to get my ass kicked.
But
Not
also
enough
in
money.
football, that's when I realized, everybody's not treated the same. And that's the real world. Like, we're not treated the same. Like I remember the star running back, Bobby Purified. I've always been a huge shoe guy. He would get custom one-of-one designer cleats and shoes in his locker.
Whoa.
And then they'd give me these old ones. And he was next to me. I was like, I get it. I get it.
If you
It hurt my feelings forever, man. I was like,
Has
God,
to.
those look sweet.
People get mad at people that are like uber successful, but those people like him, like the Jordans of the world, the people that are just like the fucking the guy who's what David Goggins likes to call uncommon amongst uncommon men.
Yes.
You know, that's just how life is, and you see that, and you realize where the benefits are in being that person, and then you also see the drawbacks.
You see a huge drawback, especially in my personal life.
Oh, you're a crazy person.
It's tough to manage outside that core, outside that octane. It's tough to manage.
I mean, talk to Tyson. Talk to Tyson about who he was when he was the king of the world. Couldn't manage it. I mean, no one can maintain that.
Talk to John Jones.
Talk to John Jones right now. Yeah, right now. Yeah, I mean, I got sad. This is the last one with John Jones. I got sad. That's the first time out of all the Johns.
This recent one?
Yeah, I got sad. I've been disappointed before, but this one I got sad. Because I watched that video, the arrest video. The arrest video is sad.
It's such a bummer when you watch that video. You know what was a little alarming there? When I think CT has something to do with this. I know we harp on CT, but when he goes, hey John, I need you to do this, and this. He goes, I'm going to warn you, my short-term memory is terrible.
Yeah.
So it's not because I'm drunk. And that would, even as he's drunk, he was cautious enough to say that, saying, hey man, my short-term memory is shit because I get punched in the head all the time.
Yeah.
So if you're basing off that, we're going to be in trouble. I was like, oh no.
I think that was a little
His
bit.
legs were so skinny.
It fucks people up with those
Hello.
skinny legs.
They're so thin.
Well, his calves are crazy. His calves are so much smaller than mine, and I'm so much smaller than him.
It's insane.
It doesn't make. How about Will Sasso's calves? Those are the most ridiculous things. Callan and I spent 15 minutes on Will Sasso's calves the other day. They're crazy.
Callan has good calves too.
Good evening.
They're not bad, but they're not Will
not
Sasso.
Sasso.
Sasso seems like he should be able to jump over a building. Like he should be able to just, from a standing
Greetings.
position, just launch.
He looks like
Hello.
Hulk. It literally looks like Hulk wearing fucking cut off jeans.
Yeah. Now John Jones. Now imagine like the Thiago Santos fight. Look at his calf. That's preposterous.
That's the one Brian had here. You see, Brian shaved his
have
head.
done-
And it's a
When did he
tough
shave his
go.
head? What?
2 days ago.
No. Where's the pictures?
I'm going to post it on my Instagram.
Jerry,
I don't want to go
I need to see
too
Good
hard on
evening.
him.
You should. I need to see this.